Hey, this is the review crew. I'm Mikey. This is Joe, and that is Mike, and we are here today with episode 4 of Andor.
And I was not on my phone when we started this video. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm really excited. Episode 3 was huge. Episode 3 was almost completed that first section of the story. Really
was the best of the episodes we watched so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good, like mini arc completion.
Yeah, no. So I'm excited.
I'm stoked.
That's something I think I forgot about this show, is that I think it's like 3 episode mini arcs each, but I'm not 100% sure.
We're going to find out.
That's more interesting to me. I mean, that's not something that's very common at all.
That's something that you don't see on shows very often. In fact, a lot of times it's just either straight through or bouncing.
It takes a lot of writing skill to be able to do them properly in such a short amount of time.
It's a movie each, though.
So, I mean, that's the best part about like Disney and Star Wars, right? You have really good writers who want to write content.
Yes.
Budget.
And budget.
and budget, yeah. But I'm excited to see what happens with Cassian, but I'm also curious to see what happens with Bix and the other characters who are still on the
I can't say that I have a favorite character yet.
I like Friend.
The Friend's really cool. Bix is cool. Cassian's cool. The new guy Luthen, whatever. He's poggers. He's great.
I like Cassian a lot because you could tell there was a good person in there and that he's just kind of running with whatever he can. And this may be him finding his purpose.
But like all the characters are just well written. Like even the Paladin guy and your Scottish guy.
Yeah,
they're all well written.
He seems like he's going to be a great character too. Because I cannot wait for the sergeant to get back and absolutely
rip him
destroy him. Or maybe like him leverage it into them doing like a full. I have no idea. I'm curious to see.
He was trying to keep them off the radar for the Imperials.
They're well on the radar.
But it makes him look super confident.
Well, he basically just went above his superior's head, did it all, and lost probably like half his troops. At least 6 guys died. He lost half the people he brought.
They lost a ship.
A ship as well. And he would have just dropped it. Only 2 people were dead, but now 6 people are dead, and he has PTSD, and a civilian is dead.
And most importantly, he made them look weak
and incompetent.
Yes, which is bad for them because it seems very image focused. You know,
I'm very curious to see what the repercussions are for him. I do not remember how moving forward the next couple episodes they flow, but let's find out. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below as we continue episode 4 of Andor. 3, 2, 1.
You were on the ground in Midland for 6 months. You came in as a cook. You lived because you ran.
Damn.
Yo, how does he know everything?
You're fighting each other. It should make you hate them all the more, and you do. So what I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all at once? Something real. And carve off useless pieces till there's nothing left. I didn't risk my ass for the Starbeth youth. I came for you.
There's your answer.
Yeah, that's what I said, so I was right.
He didn't care about it, so he would leave it.
What's the offer? 5 days. Big stakes, big danger. Prep team, good plan. You survive and deliver.
A little bit of a Yoda moment there, huh?
Prep team you are. 200 grand you will get.
Big danger. I didn't get that. Big danger, big team.
He's doing the quarterly payroll for the entire sector.
The big heist.
The whole payroll for the entire Imperial sector.
Okay.
For a quarter. That's a lot. We always gotta go to Coruscant.
Well, of Coruscant.
Space, politics, and high rise.
I want to go into the dungeons of Coruscant because they said it's like a multi-tiered, like layered city.
It is.
They never like go into like the basements.
Lower those? Sometimes they do. The ISB.
Memorandum of recommendations regarding the problem.
My staff is awaiting an assessment from Avala 6's ministerial director.
Because they've done such an excellent job so far. What do we do here?
He's one of those bosses.
I love sassy bureaucrats.
I open the question to the room. Security is an illusion. You want security? Call the Navy. Launch a regiment of troopers. We are health care providers. We treat sickness We identify symptoms. We locate germs.
Team.
Those responsible.
Unknown, sir. I'm heading out immediately after this meeting.
We'll speak before you leave. Young,
Sir?
elaborate on these added protection requests for traffic to the Abrium sector.
Proactive measures, sir.
Who's this?
Increasing construction shipments going to Scarab, sir.
The girl that's looking through data all of a sudden.
No idea yet. I assume it's like an inside person, maybe.
How many characters is the show gonna have?
There's not that many.
I keep getting like 3 new ones.
Who's that?
You'll be working for her.
I thought you were in charge. I never said that.
See, I watch too many movies
Another
and
character.
shows. I watch too many movies and shows because since he has that, anytime your mentor gives you a thing and says, I want it back, the person who gets it gets shot or hurt and starts fading out and then remembers that they want it back, so they gather the will to live. And
Don't ruin it.
I hope it's different.
Like hearing that. The vigilance. I count on your discipline.
Oh, I'm fading.
Obviously something's wrong.
Literally.
No. Actually, I think things are coming together.
He's a shiesty.
Look, I'm buying you critical redundancy.
What do you mean buying?
I'm paying.
No.
200,000.
We've been eating roots and sleeping on rocks for this rebellion. And now you've got a mercenary on board.
Meaning a rock
You're wasting
and
you know I'm right.
roots, and you're fucking paying somebody 200 grand.
Failure would be devastating.
You can't even get a Mickey D sandwich over here.
Tournament was always a part of the
Hey, come on.
Are you giving me a choice here?
Well, that's the advantage of renting him. He's disposable.
Wow, okay. I wonder if he meant that or he's just saying that to give her peace of mind.
I think he's earnest. I think he means it. Because he doesn't, like, he trusts Cassian based off of his, like, base motivations, like Cassian's past, but...
Clem? Oh, yeah, it's me. It's me, I'm Clem.
Man, why Clem?
I don't know.
I love how he, like, barely changed his appearance.
You shaved.
Yeah,
He literally shaved.
he shaved and looks worse. He doesn't look as dangerous now, you know?
Well, that's better.
Weapons and scan dogs. You will not return to your living quarters. You will leave here and be escorted with haste to the transfer center, where you'll be issued with any personal item. It took the combined ingredients of idiocy, ineptitude, and total disengagement for this farce to have reached the full apex of incredulous disaster. Seriously? My files are filled with corporate security fiascos.
Why is it when there's always trouble? It's you three.
And you, Deputy Inspector Khan, you've rung the final bell on corporate independence. As of this morning, the Milana system is under permanent imperial authority.
Now it's under their authority. Before it was corporate.
Congratulations on that.
I believe you asked that the first episode.
Wow. So he really messed up.
Oh, yeah.
This is exactly what they were trying to avoid. They want it to be not in the eye.
His boss is kind of like a little coward there, though. Like the kid in school, like, but I didn't do anything wrong, and he's like, shut up.
Well, I mean, that's
He's a middle manager.
It's still his fault, anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, your manager.
It's a middle manager.
It's like your manager is talking to like the head of the CIA or a CIA agent, and the CIA agent is like, I didn't do it. Shit. But
Something we will never discuss.
still
When we
in
get
fault
to camp,
because you were next
told
to
me
him
this
with
was my
attack.
idea and we've been planning it all the while. We never mention him. If you change that, is it for safety?
He told me about the payroll, not the guy.
Why can't you buy these outfits? There's like some decent fashion in Star Wars.
Imperial Armory? Wait, hold on.
Get down, Tucky!
Unit.
Oh, it's hers.
You said in the meeting it's got to be here.
You asked
There's a
why she was so
transmission
interested.
in here somewhere.
Probably her sector.
Hang on. Farnese.
That was a pretty dope little closet setup he got.
Is he like completely changing his appearance or something?
Put on a wig, put an outfit on, jewelry.
Looks like he's dressing up as a nobleman.
denying my request?
For the second time today.
Fine. I'll take it to Major Partagas.
Don't look down.
That's pretty catty.
Don't look down.
Just the whole interaction.
That's what I.
It's high-end bureaucracy.
Yeah. It was naughty. Do you want this? Yeah. Well, you can't have it. Why not? Because then you go further than I do.
It's leverage.
Is that guy just actually using an AK-47, or does that just look exactly like an AK-47?
Wait, that actually?
Yeah, it is actually an AK-47, right? Yeah. Okay. What?
Star Wars has a lot of guns just reused, repurposed.
This is Clem.
They didn't modify it at all.
Haven't mentioned him before now because...
So they're not actually using AK-47s. They're just using those as props.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah, no, we don't. Well, that's why I was asking for clarity.
I think he's walk of shaming too.
Well, he's walk of shaming right now with his suitcases because he's a total failure. What do you mean?
He got fired.
Not only that, he lost everyone's jobs.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Where else can you go?
Well, he's either gonna join. What do you mean?
When you lose your job, what do you?
The bar.
True. Applebee's.
Your mom's house?
All of the above. Oh, she's crying.
I called it.
She's not crying. She slapped him. And she hug. Now she's crying. But it wasn't that order, okay?
What are you staring at?
Oh, firecracker.
Why can't I find this dude? I don't think his name's Scheme.
They don't seem super well equipped to be taking on a battalion. Or
Apologies
garrison,
for
whatever.
I'm trying to save our payment.
I mean, hopefully they don't have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're not just gonna have it out in the open because they're trying to be like covert. So
He comes highly recommended.
It's got a glorious mustache.
when in reality she doesn't trust him, she trusts Luthen.
Luthen.
Well, I mean, she wasn't lying. She just wasn't. They misunderstood what she said.
We'll have to start coming here more often.
Wow, he code swaps so easy.
Yes, it's his day.
What's it called?
You see the ceremonial variety in many places, but this is the real thing.
A lot of this is
Unique
like,
formulas, but
Easter eggs.
it's a treasure for the true aficionado.
Stuff in the background from like other stuff from Star
May I
Wars.
show you
Oh yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, don't bother. I can't afford anything here.
Please. It's no harm in them.
It's a rare antique
We just got
gallery.
in some terribly interesting coins.
Yeah?
Anything else that might interest you?
Your timing is excellent. I have something very.
That's got to be such a cool job being antique, like.
To like the super ultra wealthy.
Yeah, like you're selling like
Because
real stuff.
Price is not enough. It's like it's not a.
But like, there's
concern.
so much history, and it's so cool because it's like unique.
If you can't deliver, I need to know.
Do you think I'm not trying?
I never think that. But I need to start planning if you're no longer coming through for us.
Money's there. It's just getting very dangerous to move it around.
That's
I
the
can't
supplier
pull
of money.
funds the way I used to. They're watching me.
It's a pretty fresh car.
Yeah.
This car. Do you understand how he gets his money now?
Antique.
No.
The senator's funding it.
Okay.
That's why they're talking about moving money around in the banks. She asked for funding, it goes to black
Oh,
projects, which
got
is
you,
revival.
got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And they do it under the context of it being antiques.
Well, that's another part of it. Yeah.
These are priceless antiques, so she can choose the price.
There's no money laundering in the art world. What do you mean?
There's rumor you bought me a present.
It's going back.
Must everything be boring and sad?
Ew.
Arctic Ammon, the Valley of Caves.
Yes,
The
there's no love in
sacred
that
earth.
relationship.
The Empire of McLean, the sacred river. Now, the Aldani garrison.
Sweet miniature setup. Okay.
She's like, "Where can I get one of these?"
Man, imagine that's the only thing someone just did for the 5 months of planning. They were just...
It's Nemo.
Wait, is it him?
Of course, it's the total nerd.
Bro, I would totally play that Star Wars Warhammer game on that map.
He's got a miniature frigate.
It's not really flying.
He's playing it.
This room behind that deck, that's a vault. We're taking.
Okay.
Speak. She's demanding the raw data from the incident on Ferry.
We act on vetted and verified information. Alert me when this materializes into something more definite. Until then, confine future activities to your sectors. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Ugh. Little bitch.
You have 2 sectors to supervise. Levin is handling 6.
I think I like him more as head of a bureaucracy than as the dark advisor in Game of Thrones.
Is, I'm sure, a challenge to work with.
I'll take the first watch.
Pretty serious about this.
Yeah, well, it seems like they are all very dedicated. I'm imagining the reason this is so important is they clearly need enough money to bankroll whatever is further down the line in the plan. So this is the first step in finding all of those funds, I guess, or something.
I mean, you need pay troops, and rebellions cost money. Episode 4, 5, and 6 is the main trilogy. They have a whole rebel navy.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously they have some worlds funding them, but you have to have something off the rip to be able to survive, because otherwise you're just going to have, as soon as you would like show up on the Emperor's map, TIE fighters would just bomb.
They'll crush it.
Yeah.
Probably maybe 5, maybe a couple more years than 5 years before episode 4.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like, this is, they got to get that bankroll. So I mean, besides this, the senator might be able to give them money to like start their efforts, like recruit people like this and get them in and get funded.
And fund them, yeah.
But they need to hit a treasury if they want to get money for a country.
It's too obvious of a thing. Senator giving you money.
Right, that's the thing. Like, sure, she can buy artifacts or maybe even like get some funding for the arts or whatever she's sliding through the bills. But if you're trying to field 100,000 troops with, you know, some X-wings, you definitely need some money.
Or if you need a fleet that can fight Star Destroyers.
Right.
It's like, okay.
I like the episode. Not as much happening that
more
episode,
build up,
but more build up. A lot more characters.
Love it.
Like you said, I was like, it's not that many, and then literally the next scene, they're like, "That's Skeen, and that's that, and that guy, and her. Oh, and then there's this other general guy. You know, so
Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma is a long-standing senator of the Republic and Empire following. That's the woman that was buying.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's a big character in Star Wars most often.
Okay.
Known for funding the rebellion. Specifically,
she's the patron. Because
there is a bunch of different rebellions, like terrorist groups, separatists. That's why, you know, Andor is like, you know, it's all the same to me.
Yeah.
The rebellion that she funds mainly is the one that we know.
Luthens.
Gotcha.
No?
Luke.
Oh, that
Luke,
one.
Leia,
and that's separate than Luthens.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Because, you know, this is a couple of years before all that happens. She's funding, I think, you know, it's kind of a case of they just fund wherever they can, you know. Because somebody mentioned Guerrera, which is Saw Gerrera, if you don't know.
Yes.
Saw Gerrera from Clone Wars. So you haven't seen Rogue One, have you?
No.
You've seen Clone Wars? Somewhat?
Like 5 episodes.
Saw Gerrera was like a freedom fighter on the planet he was from. I forgot the name of it. And he was fighting, like, separatists. But, like, you know, he's a gorilla. He fights against, like, oppressive governments.
Saw Gerrera is a gorilla?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it called? He's, you know, they mentioned that he's more of an extremist in the sense that he's more likely to kill people for just the sake of killing. Like, you know how Luthen was like, kill him in the last episode? Saw would have, you wouldn't even have to tell Saw to kill him.
Saw would have just shot him.
Saw would have had him dead already and head on a pike. But, that's one example of the rebellion. Another example could be, you know, if Luthen is forming his own, or, you know, whatnot. Another example is Mon Mothma's rebellion, which is like, you know, Luke and Leia's group that they find.
Well, she seems very passionate about, like,
helping people.
Yes.
Exactly. Which goes into this faith of, like, all of the senators that actually fund the rebellion are people who care about the people, so they're funding it.
Right.
It's no surprise that Leia's dad funds the rebellion.
Right.
Until they destroy the planet of Alderaan in the fourth movie. Surprise, everybody. Spoilers. Alderaan gets blown up in the first movie, technically the fourth.
I think 50 years is outside spoilers.
I think we're not 50
It
years.
is like 50 years.
It's about. It's going to be soon 50 years.
40 years, I think, in 2 years.
Came out in 70-ish?
No.
It came out in 75?
We're going to fact
You're
check.
going to make some people mad that saw that live in theaters. There's no way it came out in 75.
No, you know what? But it is the 70s, right? It came out in the
77.
70s. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
no.
All right.
Wow, it's almost 50 years.
So 40...
Is it crazy that my reference for when Star Wars came out is that 70s show? Like, I know it's the 70s.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
It's almost 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's really crazy.
50 years of Star Wars coming up, which makes sense. In 77, 2077, I think they're going to have like a big Star Wars celebration.
Bro.
In 2027.
2027, yeah, I'm sorry. In 2027, yes. In 2077 also.
Yeah, and then it's going to be a full-on rage.
Also. But that episode, you get to meet some of the characters. Some are more, like, I forgot the guy's name, it begins with an N, more upbeat and more accepting. But everybody else is kind of skeptical.
Oh, the kid.
Because because right now their lives are in this random stranger's hands that they just join them, and it's like, how can we trust somebody we don't know who's getting thrown in 3 minutes before we've been playing this plan for months?
Yeah,
and if we die, we die. We die.
I'll be honest, I didn't find any of them. None of them really stood out that much initially, but they didn't get that much individual time other than Vel, and she seems kind of like she's all about the cause. Because soon as Luthen was like, "This is what you're gonna do. This is how it's gonna go," she like follows it to a T. So you know what I mean? Like, she really just leaned into what he told her to do.
I think my prior predictions are going to come through because since they gave not a lot of backstory to the characters that he's going in with, going back to that thing where since he got the crystal, he's going to have a fail moment that turns into the succeeding. It doesn't look. It don't look too good.
Succeeds.
It don't look too good for them.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're in a situation where, them versus 40. It's 7 versus 40. They have, I think it looks like one guy on the inside feeding them info, and they're relying on astronomical, not astrology.
Events.
Yeah, Aquarius is rising.
Capricorn and rise across the sky. But this event's gonna happen, and when it happens,
no backup, no plan B. By the way, there was no like.
Well, like I said, it's suicide run. Like, they're making it or they're not making it.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're
also,
right. They
I'm
did
inviting Nemec is his name, I believe. Nemec is invited to the D&D sesh next time.
Oh yeah, true.
All those miniatures, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a terrain builder. That's a goated skill.
he built literally so what have you been doing for the past month? You see this? This is a replica to scale of the barracks.
we joke about it, but when Special Forces does their prep for raids and stuff, they do build a base model to come up with a plan, and then they build a full scale model.
Yeah, not like that.
They do build the little miniatures so that they can map. They can look at it and be like, okay, so this room connects to this room, so we can do this.
Hey, I get it. I was just like, whoa, that's pretty. You went in on that.
Yeah.
I thought the other interesting character was the ISB woman.
Oh yeah, I like the bureaucracy.
She seemed interesting, and that was interesting, especially because the guy in charge was like, that guy's like a bitch. Whatever. You're here for a reason. I like you.
Don't play politics. Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
This is your first introduction for both of you to the ISB, the Imperial Security.
Security Bureau, Sriracha Sauce Bureau,
the Internet's Sriracha Bureau.
Secret Service for but Secret Service combined with the FBI.
Secret? How's it the Secret Service? I didn't get Secret Service vibes.
Because their job is to protect the order and whatnot of the government.
That's why I was getting more like DOD.
Yeah, more FBI type thing.
FBI CIA mix with
Yeah,
its job is to investigate.
It's a letters organization.
Well, that's why I said Department of Defense or something rather than CIA.
Homeland Security.
Homeland
their job is review the footage over and over again and be like, well, this Crawford just enhance. Okay,
Well,
cool.
they mentioned
I'm hacking into
they
the system
mentioned the
now.
ISB in a lot of other like storylines I've noticed and it's usually throwaway lines because I remember like Star Wars: The Old Republic game. They mentioned the ISB a couple times, and I know in Mando it's like a throwaway line.
Maybe I don't know about that.
I don't know either. I feel like I've been watching Mando, so I feel like
they throw it in around, so it's like referenced.
Up,
but I think this is the first time I've ever actually like seen like an ISB agent.
Makes sense because I mean, this is the only Imperial era show that you're probably currently watching.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's before or after. There's not many things made during the Imperial
I guess it's
era.
not in Star Wars TOR. Since it's
not.
Completely different generation.
I was gonna say that.
I mean, it could just be like referenced. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Regardless, how do you think the raid's gonna go?
Awful.
I think it's gonna. I think he just when he initially heard what they were saying, in reality, he's like, okay, so we're stealing a ship that has no way to defend against TIE fighters. Okay, there's at least 40 garrison there. There's 7 of us. And he was just kind of pointing out all of these things where, like, they're going for the Hail Mary here. You know, they're not, you know what I mean?
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to go, the young kid's going to be the first to get shot. The blonde woman's going to last to the end, but she's going to make sure that Andor escapes on the shuttle while everybody else dies. Calling it now.
So, 6 out of 7 dead.
And Andor wounded.
Andor is already wounded.
Double wounded. Triple wounded.
Wounded?
Quadruple ruined.
A flesh wound.
Tis but a flesh wound.
I kind of agree with that. I actually feel like you're kind of metagaming here as far as him getting the trinket necklace.
I don't think
that whole thing.
I don't think with 100% confidence that's going to happen because the writing's been really good, and that's a trope. But, you know, I mean, tropes exist for a reason. It makes a good story.
In reality, it's
true.
Obvious to me that...
It's Star Wars, that each trope's alive.
Yeah, so...
But I think a clear difference is they all see... Even though they acknowledge it's a suicide thing, they've devoted all of this time and energy, so they all believe it's going to succeed, right? Like, they're not there if they don't think there's a good chance, right? Whereas... He's thinking the other way. He's like, this is impossible. So I think that difference is maybe going to allow him to figure out, like, the way they can actually do it.
So, like, this is the first episode where we've gone into, like, deep conjecture for the next episode. And I think it's hilarious that Mikey's quiet because normally outside of this, like, review thing, he'll, like, walk into the room and just start spilling spoilers, like, out the wazoo. And I can just see him be, like, stony-faced, like...
Well, the last thing I'm going to say...
Come back and let them cook. They're cooking right now.
The last thing I'm going to say in general about Cassian is that we haven't seen him in action, really. Like, we just saw him... Like, episode 3, you saw him shoot a little, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if that's, like, it or if there was, like, more there, I guess. You know, clearly Luthen... I'm sticking with it. Luthen clearly thinks he's capable of great things. Mm-hmm. And clearly somehow he stole that thing, so he pulled off something crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe he, like, steals a TIE fighter and it's this whole thing. I don't know.
I'm excited to see it.
I don't know if he gets to, like, John Wick or if he's just, like, Jack Ryan. You know, like, just, like, good action, but he's still, like, can get shot.
Yeah.
Whereas John Wick is just, like...
Boom, 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 boom.
Immortal.
He's an anime character.
Yes. Exactly. So.
Well, we'll find out on the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you for watching. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and like the page. Did I do that on the right order? That's probably the wrong
No, you're good, though.
Have a good night.